David Gressly is the UN Humanitarian Coordinator for Yemen. He joins us now live from the United Nations. Good to have you with us, David. As we said, hundreds of thousands have been killed in the war, millions more displaced and in dire need of humanitarian assistance. Just remind us what's at stake at these talks in Sana'a.
Well, during the course of 8 years of war, we now see over 21 million people in acute need of humanitarian assistance. We're providing assistance directly to over 11 million of those people every year. The consequence of the war has resulted in high levels of stunting, malnutrition among young children that will be with the country for years to come. Landmines are prevalent throughout the frontline areas. So there's much to be done, even if there is an agreement on peace. We need to see a reestablishment of the economy to generate jobs. People need to be paid their salaries working for public services. There's so much to be done. I'm very happy to see that there's progress being made, but so much to be done, and we need to really see through the humanitarian assistance until the effects of peace, if it does come, manifest on the ground.
So if there is peace, what are the immediate aims of the humanitarian response that will swing into place, and the long-term goals, and who's going to pay for it all?
Well, there's a number of things that can be done just to accelerate the economic recovery itself. Yemen actually is blessed with good roads, with good business people as well that can really play a major role in regenerating the economy if given half a chance to do so. So that has to be one aspect. Secondly, of course, is the investment in rebuilding that infrastructure that was destroyed. And as was mentioned earlier in your introduction, the payment of salaries, the opening of the ports, the airports, these are all critical to reestablishing a firm economic recovery. That's a prerequisite to reducing the needs for humanitarian assistance. David, until then, we must continue with the support we're providing.
David, away from the talks, the UN purchased an oil tanker recently, which is now on its way from China to Yemen to collect oil from a decaying tanker, which is off Yemen's west coast. What more can you tell us about that operation?
Well, it's proceeding. It's been talked about for as long as the war has been going on, but now we finally have the funding required to initiate the response. It will require a vessel, as you mentioned, to reach the port of Hudaida by early May. We need funding to get a salvage vessel in there to take the oil off. That's about $32 million still needed. But I think we're going to find that, and I think this will be done. If we fail, and if we delay, the vessel could explode or actually sink, spilling over 1 million barrels of oil into the Red Sea, turning the Red Sea black, basically, which would affect not only Yemen, but the coast of Eritrea, Somalia, Djibouti, Saudi Arabia, and even block potentially the exit from the Red Sea, hindering movement through the Suez Canal. 200,000 people would likely lose livelihoods from fishing as a result. So we have no choice but to move forward quickly, get it done before it falls apart. We can do it. We have all the pieces in place, and I believe between now and June, we can see this operation complete with the oil safely secured in a new vessel.
Good to talk to you, David. Many thanks indeed. That's the UN's Humanitarian Coordinator for Yemen, David Gressly.